So good morning, everyone, and again, good evening for those in Boston. Warm greeting for all new graduates, class of 2021. Congratulations. And good morning, our respected guest speaker, Pak Tom Lembong. Thank you for spending your time here. And for all others Harvard Club Indonesia members. So my name is Nurul Luntungan. I'm Master of Public Health, class of 2014. So everyone, welcome to the Harvard Virtual Commencement Speaker class of 2021. I believe this is the second year that Harvard's new graduate must attend their commencement ceremony virtually. And this is actually the first time Harvard Club of Indonesia organized a virtual commencement event to honor and celebrate our new fellow alumni. And thank you for the provocation from Dimas, who initially give ideas to have this commencement virtual event for the Harvard Club Indonesia. So we all hope that it will be soon enough that we can have an online event again. But today, let's enjoy the celebration from our own houses with our nice tops, but with our most comfortable pajamas and shorts underneath. So let's start the event. And for the first activity, please join me in welcoming President of Harvard Club Indonesia, Mrs. Melli Darsa, alumni of Harvard Law School, class of 1994. Mbak Melli, the mic is yours.
Thank you, Nurul. Good morning, everybody. Good evening to those in Cambridge, Boston. First of all, congratulations to the wonderful graduates of Harvard University. And this is, we're so proud to have all of you here. And this is a small thing that we're trying to do to actually make you feel happier in these unprecedented times that you had to actually not have the event, the occasion of graduation that we were fortunate enough to experience in Harvard Yard and so forth. We're very proud that we have very distinguished graduates from the business school, from the law school, from the Graduate School of Education, as well as the School of Engineering and Applied Sciences, the Kennedy School and Medical School. And it is always such a exciting thing to have more people that are going to strengthen our club, because this club has actually the strongest history as an alumni association for the US universities. And we are very honored that we have such a talented pool of people that obviously can do a lot to improve the state of the nation and give back. And so today, this is just a very modest event. Maybe there's not quite a lot of us, but the symbolism is clear. We're very happy and very proud of you, and very much welcoming you to be active in the club, and that we hope that in the future you can also continue the tradition of basically making everybody feel that they have a reason as to why they were chosen to become part of the Harvard community and to really give back to society. So that's my opening for today, and back to you, Nurul. Thank you.
Thank you, Mbak Melli. And now, please allow me to invite our commencement speaker from the new graduate, Jazzlyne Gunawan, Master of Education from Harvard Graduate School of Design, class of 2021. Jazz, the mic is yours now.
Thank you, Nurul. Good morning, everyone. Good morning to those of you in Indonesia, and good evening to those of you calling in from Boston. And to our 2021 graduates, congratulations. For some of us in Indonesia, a few days ago, we were watching our own commencements in the middle of the night, largely in our own homes with our regalias sent from halfway across the world. Now we're waiting for our diplomas, crossing our fingers that it will arrive in one piece. It's a funny thing celebrating giving a graduation address from my home in Jakarta when we all should have been in Harvard Yard celebrating with one another, surrounded by family, friends, and loved ones. I'm sure no one had imagined completing their studies online, or in the case of myself and some of our peers here, our entire degree online. But nevertheless, how crazy this journey has been. Despite the lengths we had to go through, working in isolation, caring for families and loved ones, attending lectures when we really should have been sleeping, and all others in between. The flexibility, resilience, and perseverance that we all have exemplified has been extremely inspiring. Through it all, we were able to build community. We found ways to connect with one another through Zoom events, face-to-face gatherings, and supporting one another and getting support in various ways that were at the centerpiece of what pushed us through. Experiencing for ourselves or seeing classmates, family members walk into Zoom, sometimes offering foods or drinks, or hearing the barks and meows of pets, and being distracted by the awes into our sleep-deprived nights, while being surrounded by such heroes of people, sacrificing and doing so much to become instrumental parts of our community. A master's degree is no easy feat, and doing it online even more so. Needing to stay up for class past midnight for us in Indonesia, while meeting with team members in different time zones across the world. And honestly, being tired of getting asked, how does it feel going to Harvard, but not having gone there at all? Well, I'm sure, as you can imagine, pretty sad. Not to mention managing Zoom fatigue and feeling like we're still missing out on something, despite the assurance that we would have had the same education as we would in real life. However, even with all this, I'm sure no one needs reminding that in these times, we probably have received the best education one could really hope for. And beyond that, achieved extraordinary feats even amidst this. We found different ways to connect with and support one another, exercising such creativity, vulnerability, and diligence in these trying times. I continue to be so inspired by each one of our peers, and truly everyone in this room. Although this journey is coming to a close, the longer and larger journey awaits. We've been taught by some of the brightest minds, most of them our fellow classmates and peers. I hope that despite what challenges we have encountered along the way, we continue to hold on to this community and keep in touch, for it'll be one of the most valuable things we will take away from Harvard. The network of dedicated, hardworking, and resilient individuals who will surely be able to do anything we set our hearts and minds to. I hope that through these shared experiences and newfound knowledge of endless possibilities, we find greater courage in what we are able to do within ourselves and upon spearheading whatever change or initiative we seek to make. I feel so lucky to be able to share this experience with everyone, and I hope that you remember, you did this, we did this. We all did this. We graduated with a degree from Harvard during one of the most difficult times our world has faced, so don't let anyone make you feel otherwise. Congratulations again, class of 2021. I wish everyone the absolute best and maybe strive to be great, but remember that greatness comes in all shapes, forms, and types of work, just as how we've completed our Harvard graduate school experience through Zoom. I can't wait until we get the in-person celebration we so deserve to see and celebrate with each and every one of you and other members of our Harvard community in Cambridge, Massachusetts. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Yes. Yeah, I almost cried. I don't have my tissue on hand. It's very inspiring, and it is hard. I'm sure it is hard. I really don't know how you guys did it, but you made it, like you said. It's been one of the hardest time of our lifetime, having this pandemic. I think no one in here other than the new graduates have maybe 1 full year or 2 full years, almost 2 full years of having to do an online course. But you guys made it, and you guys are still seems to be a close tide of communities of the new graduates. So congratulations again. And now please allow me to invite our guest speakers, Mr. Tom Lembong. Tom is a graduate from Harvard College, class of 1994. So, Pak Tom, the mic is yours.
Thank you, Bu Nurul, Bu Melli, President, Vice President of Harvard Club Indonesia, distinguished graduates, respected colleagues, very good morning, very good evening to all of you. I'm pretty sure that all of you feel that your time with Harvard moved faster than Joe Taslim's moves in Mortal Kombat. Well, I have terrible news for you, which is that your next 20 years will go by even faster. As I think about it now feels to me like, where's all the time gone? From the time I was sitting in your seats, relishing this milestone of graduating from Harvard, to where I'm sitting now, relishing Star Wars on Disney+. it does seem like it's all gone by in the blink of an eye. So guys, Harvard's motto is famously only a single word, namely veritas, truth. And now, a couple of decades after I myself graduated, I realized that more and more of my intellectual energy is actually spent grappling with how to deal with the truth. How far should we push the truth? How far should we leave wiggle room to indulge people with comforting lies or at least half truths? Because it really is true what they say, the truth hurts. Most of the time, the truth really is so inconvenient for a lot of people. So when is the right time to push the truth? And when is it more judicious to just wait? Just let things slide for a while. We know that today, the truth is under unprecedented assault all around the world. Every single day, hoax, viral fake news, and magical thinking is pouring into our WhatsApp group chats. The climax of this assault on truth around the world happened when President Trump normalized it for society's leaders at the highest levels to routinely lie without personal consequence. So how do we get here? The emergence of the widespread use of casual lying in American politics actually goes all the way back to the rise of a highly partisan Republican politician more than 30 years ago, a guy by the name of Newt Gingrich. I can even remember it because I was in high school in the USA at the time. So what were his and his cohorts' instruments to gain power? They were exaggeration, fear-mongering, distortion of facts. The very same tools still being employed by Trump world today. So the dangerous polarization you see in the USA today is a culmination of a 30-year journey. It just kept slipping and slipping and slipping until we are where we are today. Now, back to Indonesia. You know, one really striking thing I observed from my time in government was just how crazy, deeply embedded, and pervasive is this culture that we know as ABS, asal bapak senang. The pressure to tell your superior what he or she wants to hear, rather than what he or she needs to hear. But something bigger has happened in our country. With the rise of social media, and also with the rise of populism around the world, this ABS culture is taking over Indonesian politics wholesale. As in, focus the public on stuff that makes them laugh and makes them smile. Keep them entertained. Focus them on persona and turn them into childish fans. You could call it asal publik senang. The real term we use nowadays, of course, is pencitraan. One of my most striking moments in government was when I heard for the very first time ever from a colleague in government the term glorifikasi. That person said to me, "Pak, please give me the data, yeah? We will use it to push out the social media memes for the glorifikasi." This is our own version of exaggeration and distortion. But while the buttons that the right-wing politicians in the USA pushed were fear and resentment, the buttons that many of our leaders in politics, religion, and civic society today are pushing are feel-good factors. Entertainment, making people laugh and smile. This feel-good narcotic, in my view, is as addictive as a fear and resentment drug that Trump world is peddling to its followers. And it is as dangerous because it is moving our society away from the hard truths, the veritas that we need to confront and need to grapple with if we are to succeed as a modern society. So we are increasingly trapped between uncomfortable truths, which fewer and fewer people are used to hearing, and comforting lies, which more and more people are getting lulled into. So what is the way out? The solution is inspiring and true stories of overcoming real challenges. Even more gripping and addictive than comforting lies or tales of fun and success are true stories of real triumph, people overcoming difficulties, large and small. Social trends go in cycles. Over time, most people do wake up and move away from the stuff that, with the passage of time, just feels off, and towards the stuff that increasingly feels right. Yes, there will always be a fringe of people who will fail to wake up, but we have 5,000 years of human progress as our track record to prove that the majority of people are eventually headed in the right direction. The Me Too movement, the Black Lives Matter movement in the USA, and the COVID-19 pandemic are perfect examples of what happens when the facts powerfully assert themselves after being suppressed for so long. While the exploding truth exposed profound personal tragedies and many painful realities, they also demonstrated real stories of true personal victory, of overcoming, of resolution, of ultimate justice. Healing could begin and real progress can be made. Another word for truth is reality. Progress can happen when we're dealing with reality. That's why I always say, in the context of trade and investment, more than pessimism or optimism, what investors need above all is realism. My message today is, let's please not merely settle for easy success. For many of us with a Harvard degree, success might now come easily. But for our beloved Indonesia to avoid a fate similar to what has happened to American society requires that leaders like all of us here today go the extra mile, sacrifice some success if need be, to help push the pendulum back to the more complicated, scary realities, which, however, ultimately culminate in inspiring victories. Let's choose to present and then tackle the hard realities. Let's rally our colleagues to stick by Veritas, even though it's hard. And thereby, we will inspire our community by ultimately still succeeding, despite having chosen the harder path. Hard-won success is ultimately so much more satisfying than easy success. And that will ultimately also be the savior of the whole of society. So once again, heartiest congratulations on joining the privileged community of Harvard graduates. And thank you to all of you for this opportunity to share my thoughts. Back to you, Nurul.
Thank you so much, Pak Tom, for the very inspiring speech. Really a food for our soul this morning. And I know everyone must have known Pak Tom Lembong, but let me share his current work right now. He served as the Indonesia Investment Coordinating Board Chairman from July 2016 to October 2019. And prior to that, Pak Tom was the Indonesian Minister of Trade from August 2015 to July 2016. And he now serves as an advisor to the Jakarta Investment Board and an advisor to Consilience Policy. So again, thank you so much, Pak Tom, for your time this morning and to share your very inspiring thoughts to all of us, and especially for the new graduates. And now is the time to honor and get to know the new graduates. First, allow me to put on the video full of memories prepared by Andriani Wiraatmaja and I believe Eki Ramadan and maybe the whole new graduates team. Mas Faisal, would you kindly put on the video?
it in, but don't look down. 'Cause I'm on top of the world, eh? I'm on top of the world, eh? Waiting on this for a while now, paying my dues to the dirt. I've been waiting to smile, eh? Been holding it in for a while, eh? Take you with me if I can. Been dreaming of this since a child. I'm on top of the world. I've tried to cut these corners, try to take the easy way out. I kept on falling short of something. I could have gave up then, but then again I couldn't have, 'cause I've traveled all this way for something. I take it in, but don't look down. 'Cause I'm on top of the world, eh? I'm on top of the world, eh? Waiting on this for a while now, paying my dues to the dirt. I've been waiting to smile, eh? Been holding it in for a while, eh? Take you with me if I can. Been dreaming of this since a child. I'm on top of the world. 'Cause I'm on top of the world, eh? I'm on top of the world, eh? Waiting on this for a while now, paying my dues to the dirt. I've been waiting to smile, eh? Been holding it in for a while, eh? Take you with me if I can. Been dreaming of this since a child. And I know it's hard when you're falling down, and it's a long way up when you make the ground. But get up now, get up, get up now. And I know it's hard when you're falling down, and it's a long way up when you make the ground. But get up now, get up, get up now. 'Cause I'm on top of the world, eh? I'm on top of the world, eh? Waiting on this for a while now, paying my dues to the dirt. I've been waiting to start, eh? Hold me down for a while, eh? Take you with me if I can. Dreaming of this since a child. I'm on top of the world.
What a very nice video and memories. We can still see the first part of the pictures, were that era where we can still take pictures together in a group. Even Melli was still there. And there's some event with the Harvard Club Indonesia when the Harvard track came to Jakarta. And the rest of the part when everyone's already in the Zoom meetings. What an incredible adaptation, I think, for the whole groups, and everyone survived till the end. Everyone's graduate, so it's a very proud moment for all of us to see the new faces join the community of Harvard Club Indonesia. And I see that, yes, some of you haven't experienced the probably the offline class, but again, you've done tremendous work doing the online course that maybe most of us might not survive if we have to do it all over again. And I think it's now we want to get to know the each graduate a little bit more, take a closer look. So now I would like to give the opportunities for each of the new graduates to open your mic and to introduce a bit about yourself. Maybe you can start with your graduate school again, and you can share a bit of your interest or your next plan or your favorite memories. Each of you may talk for about like 1 minute, maximum 1.5 minutes. And I hope everyone can have enough time to share a little bit about themselves.
Sorry, Nurul, if I may just interrupt for a sec. And I hope the graduates would also share an interesting trivia about themselves, which is critical because we're going to be playing a game later on.
Oh, yes. Thank you, Dimas. So Dimas will be emceeing for the networking session. And we will start the networking session right after this. So everyone, please spill about yourself. something personal, something fun. So we can put that on the game after this. So I'll just go for names that on top of my list. So Andriani, okay, Andriani, Andriani and Eki, you want to introduce each graduate. I'll pass the mic to Eki first now. So Eki can lead on the self-introduction for each graduate.
Yeah, thank you so much, Nurul. So to represent the Harvard Indonesian Student Association, Andriani and I we're pleased to introduce all the 11 graduating students from Indonesia. Most of us are here already, but before that, I want to thank you again, Nurul, for organizing the event. Thank you, Andriani, for your hard work putting together such a wonderful tribute to the recent graduates for such a wonderful video. Now I would like to give the opportunity for all of us to hear directly from our new graduates. Please join us in honoring this resilient class of leaders whose time at Harvard was defined by the global pandemic. This is a class who heard a call yesterday during the commencement ceremony to reimagine what service thy country and thy kind could be in this age. New graduates, we will give the floor to each one of you where you can share your name, school interest, and an interesting fact about yourself. We would like to first give the floor to our commencement speaker, Jazzlyne Gunawan of the Graduate School of Education.
Hi, thanks, Eki. I was thinking about an interesting fact and I was like, okay, I'll think about that as I introduce myself. But yeah, I'm Jazzlyne. I am calling in from Jakarta, Indonesia. I graduated from HGSE, Harvard Graduate School of Education, with a degree in international education policy. After this, I'll be continuing working in the education space with UNICEF Indonesia, hopefully still liaising closely with the ministry and being able to just serve and slowly, collaboratively improve education in the country. An interesting fact about myself, I guess I'm the first to graduate with a master's degree in my immediate family, I suppose. And I'm 22. I guess that's like an interesting fact people often just like, yeah. So do I pass it on to someone, or is there a list that we follow?
There's a list.
Okay.
Thank you so much, Jazzlyne. So I think Andriani will introduce the next graduate.
Yeah, so the next graduate will be Dio Handoyo from HPS. Dio, do you want to introduce yourself?
Yeah, thank you, and thank you everyone for this highly appreciated, great chance to connect and know everyone's faces. So my name is Dio Handoyo, Harvard Business School, MBA class of 2021. After this, I'll be parking in BCG Boston for a year before eventually returning to BC Jakarta to finish basically my commitment in return for the sponsorship for the MBA. Interesting trivia, maybe this counts. I'm expecting my my firstborn son in about 3 weeks from this point on. I suppose that's it.
Thank you so much, Dio, and congratulations. I'll give the floor to Ardi Nugrahanto of the Harvard Medical School.
Hi everyone. Okay, my name is Ardi Nugrahanto, and I'm actually not here alone because I have everyone here who graduate this with this kind of term, and we also have fellow alumni with us today. This is how we celebrate the graduation by having a food and all the stuff. Okay, that's it. So wait a second. Yeah, wait a second. Okay, what's the question then? Sorry.
Interesting fact about yourself.
Okay, so I graduated from Harvard Medical School. And what the question? Oh, the interesting thing about me is I don't know what. Yeah, okay. I'm working as a frontliner in COVID task force in Central Java, Indonesia. So every kind of struggles and challenge about COVID, about testing, about treatment for the patient, and all the stuff has been dealing with all the stuff, and this is kind of one lifetime experience. So I think that's it.
So thank you so much, Ardi, for introducing yourself. So the next graduate will be Angeline Oi. So I believe Angeline is with Frida right now. So Angeline, do you want to introduce yourself?
Hi.
The voice is not on.
It's on. Wait, it's
on?
Is it on?
It's on. It's on.
Yeah.
I can hear you.
Okay. Sorry, I was confused. Hi everyone. I'm Angeline.
Yes, yeah.
I'm Angeline. Saya lulus dengan JD, Juris Doctor from HLS. What's the question again?
Interesting.
Yeah. Interesting. Oh, and bragging dikit juga. Because I like to brag anyways, who cares? Should I? Oh, nggak ada bragging sebenarnya. Oh, I will be changing cities afterwards to London, which I'm quite excited about. Exciting things about myself. I really want to do a new ascent for mountaineering in the Alps using one of the undiscovered routes. So that's one of my goals this year. So I'm not exactly sure if that's an interesting thing, but I think it's pretty interesting to me.
Thank you, Angeline. Next up, we have Kathleen Suchipto from Harvard Medical School, who I believe is also at Freitas right now.
Hi, everyone. I'm so sorry. I didn't expect to be called. I my Master of Biomedical Informatics from HMS, and what else? Oh, exciting thing about me. I'm trying to grow my herbs garden right now. And currently my basil is going pretty strong, but my thymes and rosemary have died. So, but yeah, that's pretty much about me.
Can I add an interesting fact about Kathleen, if it's okay? So if you guys watched the video earlier and there are images of the Harvard Indonesian students playing angklung, Kathleen is pretty much the brain and the composer behind all those angklung performances. So kudos to Kathleen.
Yeah. Thank you so much, Kathleen and Dimas, for adding fun facts about Kathleen. So the next graduate will be Juliana Tanjo. Juliana.
Hi everyone. Yeah. Can everyone hear me? I'm sorry, I'm calling in from Lombok and the connection is not very stable. So I hope you can hear me. So yeah, I went to the art school, and an interesting fact about me is that I've been dancing ballet since I've been dancing for 30 years now. So what I do now is I'm the founder of Indonesia Dance Society, where I elevate the standard of dance among Indonesian students. And I hope after graduating, I can continue doing that and expand this initiative throughout Indonesia remote, not in Jakarta, but also in other remote places.
Thank you, Juliana. Next up, we have Rifki Wicaksono of Harvard Law School.
Thank you, Eki. Good morning, everyone. First of all, I want to say my biggest appreciation to Melli, Mbak Nurul, Dimas, everyone for organizing this. I've never had this kind of experience before of being having like a virtual commencement with an alumni group. So I feel like I'm being hugged by a lot of people right now, and it makes up for not yet being able to go to Harvard. And yeah, I want to say that my degree would not have been possible without Melli's support and everyone's support at HCI. So thank you so much. So yeah, I graduated from the LLM program. An interesting fact about me, I want to continue Pak Tom's theme of overcoming adversity and having a real life triumph, which is that I broke my hand a week before my winter term exam because I was sleep deprived for a month, sleeping for maybe only 4 hours a day. But thankfully, even though I type with 1.5 hands, I was able to receive the Dean Scholar Prize for receiving the best grade in that class, which was arbitration class. So yeah, thank you.
Thank you so much, Rifki, for the introduction. And the next one is Peter Gumulia from HBS. Peter, do you want to introduce yourself?
Yeah, thank you so much. Hi, everyone. I am Peter. First of all, I want to thank everyone for organizing this. This is pretty awesome. And extremely honored and happy to be here. So I graduated from HBS just this week, class of 2021. And I will be working on my own education technology venture after HBS. And fun fact about me, so one of the many questions that I get from, so I'll be heading home back to Jakarta next week. And one of the things that one of the questions that I always get is, what is the first meal that you're gonna have when you get back to Jakarta? One is obviously nasi padang, but second is I'm very opinionated about what is the best fried chicken in Jakarta. And I think McDonald's fried chicken is better than KFC. So that is my hot take of the day. And I see a lot of faces just like, disagreeing with me like vehemently. And I welcome the arguments, but yeah, that is a fun fact about me. I just love food, especially Indonesian food.
Yeah, thank you so much, Peter, for introducing yourself. And I think the last one is just Eki and me. So Eki, do you want to introduce yourself?
Sure, but I guess before that, I want to acknowledge there are 2 other recent graduates from Indonesia who are not here today. Please correct me if I'm wrong, Andriani. So yeah, Yogi Kurniawan of Harvard Business School and Jessica Wijaya of the School of Engineering and Applied Sciences. Also just recently graduated from Harvard yesterday. So yeah, I'm happy to introduce myself. My name is Eki Ramadan. I just graduated from the MPA in International Development, or MPID program at Harvard Kennedy School. Yesterday, at Harvard, I've had the privilege to do research on multiple countries in the Global South, from South Africa to Ghana to Ethiopia to Peru, and of course Indonesia. I wrote my thesis on fisheries in Indonesia, and after Harvard, I will begin a postdoctoral fellowship where I will do research on natural resource governance before I enroll in a PhD program, hopefully in applied econ or political economy. An interesting fact about myself, I have a cat named Ostrom, who was named after Elinor Ostrom, the first woman to win the Nobel Prize in Economics, and also an expert on natural resource governance, an area of research that I'm passionate about. So with that, I would like to give the floor to Andriani, my co-president of the Harvard Indonesia Students Association. Andriani, the floor is yours.
Thank you so much, Eki. So hi everyone. I just graduated from Harvard GSD, majoring in urban planning and concentrating in real estate and urban development. Before this, like I previously worked as an architectural designer in New York and Singapore, then just like go to Harvard to study more about urban and cities. And fun facts about me is that I just started to cook recently. It's been a long time since I cooked, and it's funny because like everything that I cook like on Saturday, like it's a success, but then like when I cook like on Sunday, like it seems like it's a failure. Like it's not a good day for me. Yeah, so I guess like that's my introduction. And Eki, do you have like anything to add or like close and then like pass it to Dimas?
Yes, I just want to thank you so much. I just want to thank all the graduates for sharing your stories and achievements with all of us. The fact that we've spread out all over the globe does not change the soul of this community of high achieving scholars and leaders who are committed to do the greater good. We are all excited for what the future holds for you. And it is truly an honor for Andriani and I to serve in the Harvard Indonesian Students Association, which was recently recognized as a university-wide student group by the Harvard administration. I will now pass it on to Dimas for the next agenda of the event. Thank you so much once again.
Thank you so much, Eki and Andriani. And once again, for the 1000th time, heartfelt congratulations to the graduates. And to everyone else, if you have been busy taking notes of the interesting facts about our lovely graduates, don't worry, you will be tested soon enough. I know nothing excites Harvard students more than having their knowledge tested, so worry not. But for the time being, before we do the game, we would also give more opportunity for our graduates as well as the alumni to not only have a impersonal introduction, but also to get to know each other more. So we are planning to divide all of you into a number of groups in the breakout sessions. So then you can also, perhaps the graduates can also learn from the insights of the alumni when it comes to the career path and all. So we are gonna be doing that pretty soon, and it's gonna take around 10 minutes or more. And after that, we're gonna be playing that game that I know you already cannot wait for. So the breakout room is now open. You may join the breakout rooms. Once again, thank you very much for everyone who did all the hard work in organizing this event. In 1994, when Pak Tom Lembong just graduated, probably not that many people think that one day he would serve as one of our finest ministers. And just like him, we cannot wait to be surprised by the graduates of class of 2021 when one day they will inevitably do great things and do our country proud. So I'm gonna give the floor back to Mbak Nurul or Mbak Melli.
Okay, so thank you so much, Dimas, for preparing the game and leading on the networking session. That was the first time we do games. I think we planned to have a game night last year, never happened. So we did it one game time virtually. Thank you so much, Dimas. And I think before we close the event, I think we would like to provide some very brief information about Harvard Club Indonesia to the new graduates. Maybe Mbak Melli, is there anything that you would like to mention or to say? Please do so, and I think we can play the video after that.
Right. So again, so Harvard Club Indonesia, actually, we changed our constitution or the bylaws to actually accommodate for better governance of the club. And therefore, basically, of course, we're supposed to ensure that at the moment that people are admitted as students, and then also after they graduate, that we actually include them in our club activities. And of course, I want to share a video that shows the activities that me and Nurul have been able to do before the pandemic. And actually, this will be the last event of this nature commencement. We hope we don't have to do it next year because, well, we'll probably do something, but not really because
virtually, hopefully.
Virtually. But given that actually by April, we do have to do an election, and it could be that there are actually new leaders ahead. But I do want to share a video that was actually prepared for when we did our last meeting. It's not actually updated to include all the other activities that was done brilliantly by Mbak Naim on Harvard Aspire, but it shows actually the things that we do, and hopefully by next year, we plan to do the physical global networking night. And also I've been in touch with the leader of Wharton that we actually want to do the Ivy League ball before in the spring. So before as the last event of that. But meanwhile, let me share this video to show all the fun things that we used to do. And hopefully we can continue to do this once the pandemic is over, of course, with COVID protocols and all the swab and so forth. So go ahead, Faisal, please show the video. So again, Nurul and I would like to thank you for this wonderful day. And again, for the 1000th time, congratulations to new graduates. Welcome aboard, and hopefully we can do more wonderful things together, and just like the video shows. And meanwhile, I hope you all have a good weekend, and God bless, stay safe and healthy.
Thank you. Thank you, Mbak Melli. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you, everyone.
Thank you, Patom.
Thank you. Thank you, Patom, everybody. Thank you all.
All right. Have a good morning or good evening to all.
Thank you, everybody.
Thank you.
Bye.
Have a good
great
weekend.
weekend.
Thank you.
Bye-bye. Have a good weekend.
Thank you.